Chelsea's manager Enzo Maresca has given strike 3 for Noni Madueke and Renato Vega, and both of them were dropped from the squad. It was a technical decision, he says, but he gave us a lot more detail. Furthermore, Chelsea dropped points against Fulham at home. They got smacked up for the first time in up 10 years, and guess what? Joao Felix didn't play again. Enzo Maresca explains why, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a lot of waffle and it stinks. I can't lie, I don't like it one bit. Furthermore, we understand what's going to be happening in the January transfer window, and for those of you that are on the edge of your seats and want a striker, don't get too excited, because the club, whilst interested for a striker, have a different alternative view for this January. We're going to talk about it. The full detailed plan from The Athletic has come out and it's not very promising. But before we get started, I want to say firstly, hit the like button. 1,000 likes is the best way you can support the channel. If you absorb the content on a daily basis like a lot of you do, it's the bare minimum you can do. Pay the rent. And finally, we're like 900 away from 39,000. So if you could subscribe right now, it's the best way to support. If we get 50 new subs on this video, I will be truly grateful. Let's get started. Noni Madueke was left out of the squad. And when I first looked at the squad against Fulham, the first thing I said was Chelsea Football Club and injuries, it strikes again. No Renato Vega, no Noni Madueke. I looked around the squad, I'm like, yo, we're having another injury crisis. Well, after the game, Enzo Maresca's sitting there and they said, where's Noni Madueke? It says, technical decision. What does that mean? Technical decision. Broski, what does technical decision mean? He then went on and said, look, after the Aston Villa game, when he didn't train properly, he was dropped, his training was top. He said after that, his training, after he was dropped, his training was top, and he needs to have more competition in and around. More questions came about Noni Madueke, and he went on basically to say, it wasn't only Noni, Renato as well. Renato was dropped. And what really frustrates me now is, what's happening here is, these two aren't taking training serious. And this is exactly why you people, a lot of you watching, have been telling me, Alex, we can't be in a title race. This squad's not ready. And I've said, mathematically, we're in a title race. I'm going to say we're in a title race. But full well knowing, a lot of you are correct. A lot of you are correct. And the reason why you're correct is because of immaturity of this level. Let me talk to you for a second, all right? Let me talk to you quickly the way LA Knight would say. Renato Vega, I don't know who you think you are, right? But you, out of all players on that team, needs to be training his backside off consistently. There is nothing special about Renato Vega. Renato Vega is a basic player that could be replaced in 5 minutes. Beyonce will be singing to the left really quickly to you and telling you to pack up your bags because there'll be another one coming in a minute. Because I don't know on what planet Renato Vega thinks he is good enough to not be taking training seriously at Chelsea and having 3 strikes. Because broski, we spent 12 million on you. You got international caps thanks to Chelsea Football Club and that you play for Chelsea. Because if you were playing for Basel, the words Renato Vega and Portuguese national team would not be a reality. So fix yourself up. Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke is frustrating. I think Noni has got tremendous potential. I think Noni is different from Renato Vega. Noni Madueke has a left foot that's got brilliant finesse when he strikes the ball. He's got a left foot that has a great weight in pass. He is athletic, he's strong, agile, he's quick, he's intelligent, he's got good game reading, he's got a great work rate when he wants to. All in all, the guy's bloody amazing. I can't even describe, right? When Noni Madueke is on song, the guy is phenomenal. The problem is, Noni Madueke has an ego that makes him believe, it doesn't matter if I don't train properly. It does to Enzo Maresca. And as long as Cole Palmer's training properly, as long as Levi Colwell's training properly, as long as Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are training properly, broski, you need to be training properly. Because you're not in their league. You're not as good as them, and you will not be any level close to them if you don't train properly. And Enzo Maresca said it. They are both in contention. And for me, I hate nothing more than when talented people waste their potential. They waste their talent. You both have tremendous opportunities in life. You are playing for Chelsea Football Club. Renato sat there and spoke about how special this club is. He understands the magnitude. Run. Do the tactical work. Do the extra reps. The more you do, the more you get paid. The more you get paid, the higher level you play at. And the reality is, don't waste this opportunity, because as easy as it could be, Noni Chelsea can easily sell you to West Ham, Crystal Palace, Fulham, and you will be praying about a day of playing in the Champions League. You will be replaced. They've got Pedro Neto and they've got Estevao coming. Do not make this decision easy for them. And the reason more of this is going towards Noni is because I actually rate Noni. Renato can be replaced in 5 minutes. Genuinely. Chelsea Football Club lost to Fulham, right? And I was very angry. And the reason I was angry, not because of us losing. I expect us to lose every now and then. I think we're a top 4 team. I've said this before, we're going to finish third. No team that finishes third consistently wins on a weekly basis, right? We have no divine right to win every week. And Enzo Fernandez hits the nail on the head. He says we're angry. And the reason we're angry is because we lost control of the game. They scored a goal, and then they hit us on a counter-attack. You can lose like that. What I didn't like is the fact that we played like clowns in the second half. We never showed up. We didn't do our fundamentals. And for me, what I don't like is when the gaffer can see it happening, Broski decides, hey, I'm going to bring on Christopher Nkunku. And for me, this irritates me. Because Christopher Nkunku is the epitome of, I'm too cool for school. I'm not going to run around. I'm Christo Nkunku. I'm absolutely special. One time I was in the top 30 for the Ballon d'Or, so you know I did it once. Hey, I'm going to have that Kylian Mbappe work rate about me, because that's what he has. Who gassed him? Who gassed him? Why does he feel entitled to walk around the pitch? He has done nothing in the Chelsea top to warrant that level of entitlement and that level of credit in the bank where you don't need to press. Cole Palmer presses. Nicholas Jackson presses, Noni Madueke presses, Joao Felix presses, Neto presses, Mudryk presses. Why are you not pressing? On what planet does he not press? I'm telling you, people are doing my head in because they're saying, why is Mark Guiu not coming on? And I don't have a response for that. Guiu and Nkunku should not be a conversation. But when people say, hey, Guiu at least will run around and be a physical specimen, and I agree with them, that makes me sick. Because it means a player that is far more talented, and Christo Nkunku is not doing the basics. And when Maresca comes out with nonsense like this, it pisses me off. And why does it irritate me? He said, Joao didn't play because Cole plays in this position. They can play together, and sometimes, but the balance isn't right. I know what he's talking about. Against Palace and against Nottingham Forest at home, we dropped points. And the reason we dropped points on that day is he went for the attack, and because we can't defend, right? He brought on a bunch of attacking players, and guess what happened? We lost control of the midfield. The team was off balanced, and we ended up losing the game, or drawing the game, and on both occasions. So people were frustrated with that. However, on what planet has Joao not had a better season than Jadon Sancho and Christopher Nkunku? People are going to say Nkunku scored a bunch of goals. Nkunku scored a heck of a lot of penalties. You give those penalties to Joao. Joao at the moment is sitting there with 15 lit goals in all comps. And the whole narrative's different around him. But yet, you didn't give him the penalties. You gave it to Christo. Christo is struggling in the Conference League because he's not a 9. But he's not good enough to play in the 10. He's not better than Joao Felix in the 10. He's not better than Joao Felix at the left wing. And he's not better than Joao Felix in the false 9. I don't care what anyone says to me. I have eyes. I've watched both these players. He is struggling. He needs to leave Chelsea. And I'm not saying he needs to leave because he's bad. He needs to leave because he does not fit the system. He can't press. He is the most unathletic player I have seen at Chelsea in a long, long time. He walks around like he is entitled. I hate that. I want the bare minimum. If everyone's pressing, I need you to press. For crying out loud, it is the minimum you can do. And I know I'm ranting, and I know I'm annoyed, and I know people are going to say, do you know Christopher Nkunku? He's a talented finisher. He's the best finisher at the club. I need more than finishing. I genuinely do. I'm sorry. So Simon Johnson at The Athletic has come out with a very interesting article. And this article is something that I recommend you all go read. However, the key characteristics and the big picture points here are 3 things. The hierarchy does not have the same belief that a lot of people have, where you get a centre-back, you get a goalkeeper, and the team's ready to go compete. And you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. If you get me a Virgil van Dijk and you get me a top goalkeeper like Magic Mike in goal, Mike Maignan, I genuinely think this team could be good enough to basically score 85 to 90 points. I do believe that. However, we don't have them, and they're not going to go and buy him. So we do need a 9. I think whilst Jackson is good enough to lead the line, he needs competition. And I'm not saying go get Victor Osimhen. And you know, a lot of people in this chat, oh, every time Jackson doesn't score, oh, we need Victor Osimhen. Oh, Osimhen is special. Oh, Osimhen scoring goals in Turkey. I'll score goals in Turkey. Genuinely, Maro Icardi is scoring goals in Turkey. Michy Batshuayi is scoring goals in Turkey. Are we going to sit here right now and say the Turkish league is the best top 5 league in the world? No, it's not. Osimhen is too good to be 25 years old playing in Turkey. However, Osimhen is not worth the money that P is asking for. And for me, I think what Osimhen offers in terms of movement, he lacks in finishing, and I think he lacks in link-up. Hence why I said I'd rather have Jackson if that's the money. What we need is a Liam Delap. We need somebody that will run around, will be a good threat to Jackson, push him, and is a pure striker of the ball. But for me, it is important that we develop and get the right striker in when we eventually get him. They also said in this article that they believe they don't need to do business in January. They are happy with this core group and they will only add if opportunities arise. The main ads will be in summer 2025 and summer 2026. That is risky. I'm not going to lie to you. Axel Disasi and Christopher Nkunku are ones that we need to watch because their entourages and their teams are trying to put pressure on the club to make them play, or they want to leave and get regular football. I kind of get that. I genuinely do. Nkunku's 26 years old and Disasi's 25. Both players want to play football. I don't blame them. They're not at the age where they're going to be waiting around and sitting on the bench. They're far too good of players to be sitting on the bench when in reality, if they go somewhere else, they're going to be playing. They don't suit the system, and it is what it is. The next one we need to talk about within this article is Santos is expected to come back to Chelsea next year. And this is where it gets very interesting. A lot of people are saying bring back Santos now. Firstly, the French will riot. When I tell you Strasbourg will riot because of Chelsea Football Club if we recall Andres Santos this early. There is no way their fans will tolerate this. Under no circumstances they will. What I think Chelsea need to do is get Leslie Ogochukwu back. Look, what happened the other day was Enzo and Caicedo are playing 90 minutes every week. They look tired. They're playing well. They're playing to a high standard. However, we need to freshen up. Lavia is not filling me with confidence that he can stay fit. I said this the other day. I'm going to reiterate it again. Donny needs to stay fit. But he can't. He's playing 2 games a month. He is a part-time worker. He's a quarter-time worker. He doesn't even play half the games. He plays quarter of the game. We need someone else. He doesn't trust Keenan Drewsbury Hall. He's injured. Doesn't trust Carney Chukwuemeka. They're trying to force him out. Cesar Casadei is an absolute statue in this team. I don't know why he's not even being considered. So it is jarring, but it is what it is. So I think you bring back Leslie Ogochukwu and you trust Leslie Ogochukwu to basically do a role in this team. You pay £24 million. He's playing for Southampton at the moment. I don't know whether he's going to be good enough to make it at Chelsea, but it is what it is. This was the Kavkas View. If you lot want more of the Kavkas View, I've got over here Chelsea versus Fulham, the review. I was very angry. I ranted a lot. If you enjoy me ranting, check it out. If you want good detailed analysis, check it out as well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel on your way out.